Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a happy good morning to you wherever you are. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and Clara Luper had a birthday on May 3rd, and I'm feeling good. Today's program is a very special program, and I want you to be sure and call a friend and tell your friends that the Clara Luper's radio show is on the air. Today is a thank you show. I would like to thank the Nero family and Donnie Nero for giving us the opportunity to have a rare experience. It all seemed like a dream because on last Saturday this time we were on our way to Muskogee to witness history in the making. For the first time in the history of the Sooner State, a black man was inaugurated as the president of a predominantly white college. If you on that bus, I want you to call me at 672-1220. I want you to call me because I want to get your reaction to that historical trip. This part of our program is brought to you by your hometown barber, Mr. Robert Gates, 2609 North Martin Luther King, where you can get that haircut now and be ready to celebrate the greatest month in the year, May. It's also being brought to you by Hometown, 2001 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, open 24 hours for your convenience. You need some barbecue. Tom's Barbecue is open today, and they have a special at 2504 Northeast 10th Street. If you want a party, cater it, why don't you call them at 427-3898. That's Tom's Barbecue, and Keith Pullen is willing to wait on you and take care of business. Sure, if you on that bus, I want you to contact me now because I want the other people to share in that rare experience. With me, it seems like a dream, and I want to thank God today for giving me the opportunity to see history in its making. Yes, history was made, and I've seen a lot of history in the years that I have lived. I have seen, as Mr. Palmer puts it, we have moved from the outhouse to the in-house. I've seen us move from the back of the bus to the front of the bus, and from the front of the bus to drivers of the bus. I've seen us move from eating out of paper sacks to eating in the best restaurants in America. Yes, I've seen a lot of changes in my lifetime. I've seen people that have moved from 2nd Street to 102nd Street. I've seen people change, but no change was even bigger or better than the change that I saw last Saturday. The telephone number is 672-1220, and those of you that were on that bus, 36 people from Oklahoma City went to Muskogee on a bus. I'm not talking about the Nero family because the Nero family was there, but I'm talking about teachers, students, and friends that went to see a classmate, a brother, and the Alphas were well represented. I will tell you all about it, but I want to hear from someone else first. This portion of our program is being brought to you by Dr. A.L. Dial at 934 Northeast 8th Street. You can call for an appointment. The telephone number is 235-0536. When you think of child care in America, what do you think about? Well, I know what we think about in Oklahoma City. We think about Johnson Sardinas, located at 1643 Northeast to 50th Street. That telephone number is 424-4656. It is truly the oldest daycare center in Oklahoma City, and especially in the east side of Oklahoma City. What is so unique about Johnson Sardinas? It's the service that counts. It's the service that counts, that's wrapped up in beauty, dedication, and courage. Johnson Chardina's Daycare Center, a daycare center that will pick your children up, deliver them, feed them, and take care of them. I have a lot of respect for people that work in that area because to be a daycare operator, you have to be a mother, a father, you have to be a janitor, you have to be a babysitter, and all of that. But thank God, Johnson Chardina's, 1643 Northeast 50th Street, 1211 North Martin Luther King will do it. Well, today is Catfish Day at Freedom Center. Go up, take your $6 and buy some catfish at Freedom Center. C.P. Wilson is frying catfish today, along with Calvin Luper. Frying fat catfish to your satisfaction. People can talk, but as you talk, I want you to understand that talk will not do it. We not only got to talk that talk, we got to walk that walk. Everybody you see, wait till you're dying in, bring flowers and resolutions. Well, anyway, why don't you do it now? The NACP Youth Council and Freedom Center are desperately in need of your help, of your support. And you can do it today. They will start selling catfish at 10:30 today. And come up and buy your catfish. Catfish, french fries, potato salad, green beans. And boy, if you don't think Mrs. Bosie Walker can cook some green beans, don't you be surprised when you go up there. Yes, we have potato salad prepared especially for you by Mr. Rodale Hornbeak. Nobody can outdo. When we talk about desserts, you got to talk about Maxine Stale. You've got to talk about Nancy Davis and Lydia Ruth Hunter. But when you talk about salads, you got to talk about Leola Ford. Yes, you will get anything you want today at Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King. Freedom Center, where you have a new president, John Petty, who to led his delegation on to Muskogee. Call me at 672-1220 if you were on that bus. If you were on that bus, I want you to call me at 672-1220. If the telephone lines are busy, just try again. Somewhere down the road, you remember. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Let's tell everybody about it because history was made and we were a part of that history. Sometime you say, were you there when George Washington took the oath of the first president as the first president of the United States? Were you there when Thomas Jefferson, the slave owner, wrote the Declaration of Independence? Were you there when Woodrow Wilson cried out for a League of Nations? Were you there when Pearl Harbor was bombed? Were you there? And somebody wrote, were you there when they crucified my Lord? And I'm going to ask you, were you there when Dr. Johnny L. Nero made history by becoming the 13th president of Connors College? Yes, I want to thank all of you because you really made me feel good during my birthday celebration. And it was a celebration. You remembered me with cards, with flowers, and you can't tell the Woods that Clara Luper didn't have a birthday because they never forget me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I just want to say thank you to all of you that remembered me on my birthday. It was just so wonderful. And I had a friend that brought me a whole dinner the day after my birthday. I've had flowers, and from Cincinnati, Ohio, I got a dozen of red, bright roses. Oh, I cannot tell you all that all of you have done for me because it would take me too long. But I can tell you one thing that is so good to have children, and I have them of all ages, of all descriptions, of all colors, and you really responded to me. And you know what? I love it. Give me my flowers while I live. Give me my flowers while I live. Because when I die, I don't want you bringing a lot of flowers talking about how you love Clara Luper. Baby, if you love me, prove it to me. N-O-W. Now, thank you for the money that you gave me for my birthday. Oh, I really feel good. And thank you for everything. But I want to ask you, were you there when Donnie Nero became the 13th president of Connors College? If you were there, call me at 672-1220. Be sure and call me. This is the Clara Luper radio show, the bragginest show in town, and I have something to brag about. This is this is the day that you can share your experiences with everybody else, and I'm going to certainly show mine. Okay, hello, hello.
Hello, Clara
Yes.
Luper, Nancy Davis. How are you?
Oh, I'm just bragging.
I want you to say, to know that I'm wishing you a very happy birthday. Your celebration of birthday was so beautiful when I went by your house to take that cake yesterday and the food. So I want to tell you, you are most deserving. And you mentioned something about that historical trip.
Right.
Well, let me tell you, that trip was one out of a million. I enjoyed seeing this Donnie Nero, one of my past students and one of my homeroom students from Dungey, been inaugurated as president of Connors College. That was the best program one could ever witness. And Mrs. Luper, wasn't it great when the young men came and the young ladies came and met us on the bus? Those people were full of enthusiasm and they were so nice to greet us. I like the part where the young man came and escorted you to your seat.
All right.
And I like it because all of those outstanding students and teachers from Dungey, Mrs. Johnny Stevenson, and I were so great walking behind you, followed by classmates like Venturia Mitchell, Sherry Jenkins Cogsdale, and the president of the Dungey All-School Reunion, Mr. Larry Fugit. Oh, they looked great. And I can't forget our past president, Joyce Kimbrough. She was there with the many Dungey students and friends. We were so well recognized. And the president of the NAACP, John Pettis, and the Coco Thomas, the Shay Stevenson, the Delia Jackson, and many others were there. And it was so great to see Mrs. Matthews all dressed up in her attire. She stole the show when it came to looking good. And Bossier Walker, with our friendly, prayerful lady, she was right there. We enjoyed that trip. It was the most historical trip that one could take to Muskogee, and it was interesting, it was most educational, and it was something that we all shall remember. What about that Calvin Luper? Yes, Calvin Luper came in. He and Brother Wilson came, CP came in. They were right there with us behind the bus and several others. And we want you to know that the people there at Corners College were really proud to have a president from the African American Society as their president, Donnie Nero. I had two students talk about how wonderful he was, and I had one of the board members who is a great person, Dr. Claude Evans and his wife. They talked about how wonderful this young man was and what he had done for himself and for his family. Oh, I can't forget his family. Boy, they were all there. They were with him. And he talked about his mother being such a great lady and inspirator. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every bit of it. I won't take a lot of time talking about it, but Donnie Nero is a person that we love, we admire, and he is one that we will always cherish. Thank you,
But
Carolyn.
thank you. Are you participating in that NACP catfish dinner today?
Oh yes, I'm baking a cake right now to take up there to and I know this fish dinner is going to be something that nobody will ever regret buying a fishing dinner. So if those who are living out here in the Green Pastures area would like for me to bring a catfish, call me. I'll be leaving here about 10 o'clock to take this cake to the Freedom Center. And we will also be serving good old vegetables and catfish.
Well, thank you. I know you're proud. When Don and Nero was in your homeroom, you were proud because y'all had to sell cookies and everything in order to keep Dundee School going. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Well, anyway, now
Don't
he's
forget the candy apples and the tuna sandwiches and the hot dogs and hamburgers. We sold everything on the market. We had us a little stand there during the lunch hour.
well,
But
Dr. Donnie Nero is now selling education, and I'm so proud of him.
yes, we are all proud of Donnie. He is a wonderful Christian young man that everybody seems to admire.
Thank you so very kindly for calling, and I'll see you at Freedom Center.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and today's show is a thank you show. Not only are we thanking Donnie Nero, but we also thanking all of you that are graduating from high school and college. A special salute to Mrs. Salonia Bennett, 3 children, and 3 children to finish college. Mrs. Bennett, you are something else. Little Lila, little old baby, now finishing college and soon will be marching down there. And I know Mrs. Bennett will be extremely proud. We have in our family more people finishing high school that we have ever had in our family. And I'm talking about that Shepherd Hall, uh, Blow. I'm talking about that Rivers and Overstreets. We have so many people finishing, I don't know what to do. I'm so proud of all of the Germanys and all of those people in our family that's finishing because I can say like one writer, we have come a long, long ways. And I'm telling you, just to have lived to see so many people in our family finishing. And I know you feel the same way because this would be one of the greatest graduating years that we have ever had. If you on that bus, I want you to tell me about it because it's to me it's like a dream world. It's like a dream world. Tell me that I'm not dreaming, that it was real. This is Clara Luper. Hello? Hello? Oh, well, call back if you can't get me, 672-1220, and call me if you were on that bus that went to Muskogee last week on that historic trip. I would like to thank Calvin Luper because everybody told me he did such a terrific job on this show last week. Yes, Calvin, I want to thank you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. They tell me you were actually good last week.
Mom, you know you're right, and whatever they told you was absolutely right. But then I have to say good morning to you. It is so great to be here with you this morning because I was part of that celebration last weekend over there at the in Muskogee at the Ritz. Was that the name of that place? Name of the
Roxy.
Roxy Theater there, and it sort of brought back memories. I can remember the times that when we were in Muskogee and would visit Walter and Wanda over there, we'd try to go to the movie, and we'd
Couldn't
have to
go
sit up
because
in the balcony. So I was telling one of the guys from Connors College there, one of the persons I was sitting next to, about how I had never sat in the bottom part of the theater. And it's renovated. It looks good, but the best part of the looking good was seeing Donald Nero come down that aisle with all these other academics with their gowns on, their hats on at different angles. And here comes little Donnie down there and being inaugurated as president of Connors State College in Oklahoma City. I mean,
and
in Muskogee. It was fantastic. You all took a tour on the bus there, but we'll talk more about that. But Mom, it's good to have you back.
And
But
we got
we got
somebody.
we got a lot to talk about. We got a
That's
few
right.
minutes and a lot to talk about.
Okay.
But we have a call on the line that is
Hello,
anxious to talk to
Hello.
you.
Mr. Luper. This is Miss Clara Barnes.
Yes.
I want to wish you a happy birthday. Me and your birthday on the same day.
Well, yes, and you're on that list today for Calvin to sing happy birthday to you.
Okay,
Uh,
thank you.
okay,
I sure
Clara.
Right.
appreciate it.
And
Uh,
then
Yeah,
there in Muskogee.
thank you, Miss Luper.
Well, that's
Thank
okay.
you,
Thank you.
Mrs. Barnes. We got you covered. We got you covered. But not like we had the trip planned and covered last weekend. And I want to thank Brother House publicly because we had an opportunity, Mom, to do some great things. We were talking about new things. We brought up the I don't know if you know, but Deacon House, Reverend House, has a record called the Cowboy Hall of Fame. Fantastic record tape.
What
And we
kind of
played.
record? The Cowboy Hall of Fame.
Oh,
What
Mom,
kind of
it's
record is
outstanding.
that?
I gave you an opportunity to listen to it last week, but and I have the tape on that. But then in this record, well, he can tell you more about
Why
it
would
when
he
we talk.
write a record to the
See, that's
Cowboy
the
Hall
same
of Fame?
question I asked him.
And what did he tell
And
you?
he told me, he told him what he's going to do. He's going to tell all of us because it's something where we here in Oklahoma, we here in Oklahoma City, those of us of the darker color, you know, we know that we have played an integral role in making this a great state. We know that no way in the world could there be Oklahoma without the efforts and the work that our forefathers, our great grandfathers, our grandfathers have done to make this a better state and a better city. Brother House put it in words and put it in music. And we talk about the Cowboy Hall of Fame, but of course they changed the name of that after they heard the song. But then it still has a great impact. And that impact last weekend, I just felt so good to have that album on, that record on, to talk about a young black man from Spencer, Oklahoma being inaugurated as a president of a state college, of a bus load of people going over to an inauguration. By golly gee whiz, to seeing the Nero family over there.
And what a family.
Fantastic time we had here at KTLV 1220. I want to remind all of you to call that friend, call that neighbor, and invite them to be a part of this the Clara Luper Radio Show. This part of the show has been brought to you by none other than
Maryland Hildred.
Merlin Hildred. Merlin has an office where?
No, you tell me.
Let me tell you. You don't know where it is, but I'll tell you because I know that we have the most intelligent listening audience. They know that Allstate Insurance is located there in the Allstate building, Allstate Insurance, Merlin Hildred building. They're at 730 West Britain Road. There you're going to find the very best in your insurance needs. Like we will take care of all of your insurance needs, helicopters, planes, motorcycles, buses, any of your insurance needs. Give us a call. Allstate Insurance, Merlin Hildred's office. It's 730 West Britain Road. That phone number, 843-0811. Allstate Insurance, Merlin Hildred. Not only the best agent, watch out, Harold, and all you other agents there. Not only the best agent in Allstate, but the best insurance agent you're going to find. Loving, concerned, and is willing to work with you to help make sure that all of your coverages have been addressed to. At least you've been told about it. Call for a free quote on any of it. 843-0811. Clara Luper Radio Show. You've called that friend. You've called that neighbor. Everybody's tuned in and wired up and ready to go because Mom is back. She's seen one of the students, one of her students. She's been to Guam, seen one of those Dungy students there practicing law. Saipan.
Tinian.
She's been to Washington,
Law.
D.C. She's been to
Every state in
Washington
the union
State.
except two.
Okay, you've been to Detroit, Michigan. I'm thinking of the places that we've gone where Dungy students have come forward
Phoenix, Arizona.
and have shown their true colors, that blue and gold of Dungy, that old tiger spirit. But somebody was on that bus last week, Mom, that was
I want to
when
hear
we got
from
over
them.
there finally, and it was really good to see that. I'm talking about Joyce and Joyce.
Lonnie
and,
Barnett was on that bus.
Been there.
And was
Also
he
was the
sharp?
president of the Dungy School Reunion, the all school reunion. I haven't, you looked over there and you could see these people. You could see all of us there, and the smiles were so broad. You could look at the Nero family, and you could see that. And I know that the speakers, I didn't go up on the stage and look back, but I know that the speakers, when they looked down there and they saw that Dungy section, they saw the Nero family section, that they were just blinded by the beauty and by the looks that those people, that all of us had watching Donald Nero being inaugurated, being sworn in by the Board of Regents, being sworn in to take on the responsibility of a state college here in Oklahoma. Oh, what a time. Oh, what a time it was.
But one thing that was beautiful about this whole thing was the little Pennon family. To see those little young people looking up with their heads up, looking at Dr. Nero. To see Coco Thomas and a smile on her face. Yes, to see Mrs. Salonia Bennett, David Duplexis, full of life and saying, oh my, and Rita Beasley and my own Rebecca Mallett, Clifford Tugger,
Tuggle.
and his lovely daughter Sashi. And Mrs. Maxine Stale never stopped smiling. If you on that bus, I don't want to do all the talking. You talk about it because I really have something to talk about. And Andre Swanigan and Lachey Stevenson served as just like airline host and hostess. They were on the ball. They were serving people drinks and sandwiches.
What kind of drinks, Mom?
Calvin, they were serving drinks. I don't have to tell everything that I know. I'll just tell some of it. But if you were on that bus, I want to hear from you.
Well, Mr. Wilson and I weren't on that bus, but we were
We
able to
always,
get there at the theater there in time and to walk in and to see that fantastic crowd, to see the reception, see those young people from Connor State College that were acting as ushers, that were ushers. But then, Mom, you all missed it. You were there inside the theater, but fortunately, there Calvin was outside with his old trusty camera. And do you know that Donnie Nero pulled up in a big, long black limousine?
big
The
long what color?
big, long, beautiful black limousine. The driver jumped out the car, ran over there to the Donald Nero side, to the curbside, opened the door, and out popped little Donnie.
Did you get that picture?
I got that
I want
picture,
that
Mom.
picture. I
That was
want
such
that
a
picture.
sight to see because, when you see little Donnie, you think of Berlin and you think of Mr. Nero, Berlin, Big Berlin Sr. You think of the Nero family. And there comes little Donnie, sharp as a tack. And
Shoes shining like you've never
well,
seen them before.
yeah, everything was
But let's talk
shining.
about
I
his
mean,
beautiful wife,
Pat, was she there? She was there.
Shirley.
Shirley. Okay, okay. Shirley. Now she was there, but see, Shirley had a special role in the
Oh,
Connor
they
State College.
presented her with a
They
corsage.
had a role for her to play, but her role has been and always will be is to be a support to Donald Nero. But then good things happen when he got out of that limo and he put on his gown and then preparation for putting on the hat that college presidents wear. They're in academic situations. Mom, it was just a thrill that went through our entire heart, entire body, just seeing this young man barefoot and trying to shoot marbles, but now walking up, getting ready to walk up there and to be inaugurated as president. Mr. President is what we called him afterwards. It was great. And the attitude of the people, of the staff that he has there, the co-workers that he's worked with from the over in Tulsa, over in Sapulpa, the schoolmates that he's had there in the different colleges that he's attended, and going for that dream. And that's one thing that he said. He said it was a dream that could have easily been deferred, but thank goodness for Shirley. Thank goodness for all of the people who have
Barbara.
inspired him to keep on keeping on.
The telephone number is 672-1220. Be sure and call me.
Well, that was a good time over there. But then also part of the bus tour was seeing something else there.
Yeah, we went to,
seeing something else. The Miss Black Muskogee pageant had recently been held. But see, you all were doing that part. I missed the tour that
and then,
the great promoter there for our Miss Black Muskogee pageant had. Now, tell me a little
Carolyn.
bit about that.
Oh, it was wonderful. Carolyn has the only trophy company in Muskogee County. Okay. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Clara Luper. May you have many, many more from your May person partner, Anna Slaughter.
Well, thank you.
Yes, and I shall see you later on with the catfish. I've sold 15 people. Come on and buy the catfish to help the children at Freedom Center. $6. It's enough on there for 2 meals. Please come and help us for the children. May God bless you. Bye.
Bye bye. Well, Anna Slaughter forgot to bake my cake. I don't know what's wrong with her. Okay, I'm
I
going to
don't,
forget her on
she's
her
been a little
birthday,
busy,
too.
Mom. She had a lot of work to do there in her yard. That might have been an excuse, but I know she didn't forget the cake on my birthday. I got you there.
Oh, you
But
have been. You
yes,
have
I
been.
do. But then let's know. Tell us a little more about what what's Carol Wade there
Yeah,
at
and
the
her
trophy
husband, they
company in
greeted
Muskogee.
us. They greeted us, and we did a tour, not only that trophy company, but also of her beauty shop. We then toured Muskogee, and we looked at the advancements that
That
had
didn't
been
take very
made.
long, did it?
Yes, it took a good while because he was
Muskogee has
explaining the
grown that
houses.
much, Mom?
Now, it's not the growth, Calvin, and you got to look at things. If you go in a jewelry shop, it's not the biggest thing you see outside, but it's the little things. And then we went to the Amarillo for lunch. It was
Amarillo.
the Amarillo restaurant for lunch.
Okay, that's
Okay. Oh,
That's 672-1220 is the number to call
yeah,
because if
because
you were on that bus, if you had a chance to be a part of that tour, and Loa, if you had the
okay,
opportunity to see Donald Nero. But Mom, we have a
okay,
call on the line that's anxious to talk with us. So
okay.
let's go ahead and see what this caller has to say. Good morning. Thank you for calling.
Sister Brother Luper.
Yes.
It's Sister Exalona. I wasn't on that bus, but I sure have knowed you got some good catfish. I don't never
You're
make it
right,
down.
and it'll be some today at the Freedom Center.
Don't never make it down there, but I tell you what, I try my best. If the Lord bless me, I'll make it to the fair and get it. If He bless you to
Well,
everything.
look, just a minute now. The fair's not until
I know
September.
that's right, and I just
Well,
long for
let it
that
look
day.
long
Now, you
range.
come on down there today because I need to see you anyway.
You
Okay?
do. You know what? I want to call to wish you happy birthday. My sister's birthday on the same day yours was.
Oh,
What's your
really?
Oh
sister's name?
yeah,
What's your sister's name?
Nadine
Have you already
Spiter.
told us?
Nadine Spiter.
Well, Nadine is smart. You know, all of us are born in May. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have one more call here, and then I'm going to tell you about Donnie Nero. You've heard me talk about him, and I have something to talk about. And if you don't have any children to talk about, that's not my fault. And I want to talk about Geraldine Downey, who once again
Ooh.
brought me a present. And if you better give me something while I'm living, because when I die, you sure I can't hear you. Okay, hello.
Yes, Mom, we're going to work on that call.
Uh,
We're going to get that call coming up now.
It's coming up
It's
now.
coming
Okay.
up now, but Mrs. Downey has been worried so much about getting that gift to you. I'm just glad she did. You
Oh
know, she
no.
works out at Allstate sometimes too, there with
Well, she's
Merle
a good
Hilger.
worker.
And
Kevin, let's hear from this person
let's
on the
hear from
line.
this person,
Okay.
even though they're missing BJ's Boutique, 730 West Britain
O-
Road.
Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Coco Thomas, your fantastic reporter. As you already know, the NAACP Youth Council are having a catfish dinner, and I am selling lemon, apple, sweet potato, and coconut cream pies. And I would like to invite you to come to the NAACP Youth Council meetings every Monday night at 7 o'clock. And yes, I was on the bus to Muskogee. First, when we got there, we toured Carol Wade's All-Star Trophy Shop, her real estate agency, and her hair salon. 3 in 1. It was something to see. And then we went to the Amarillo restaurant to eat lunch, and it was great food. And on to the inauguration, and it was something. I have never been to one, and it was a good experience. Last but definitely not least, I would like to say happy belated birthday to you, Miss Clara Luper. This is Coco Thomas, your fantastic reporter.
Okay, Coco, now, by attending Dr. Nero's inauguration, did it inspire you to do anything?
Yes, it inspired me to once become a president of a college or even the United States.
Thank you so very kindly. This is the Clara Luper radio show.
Yeah,
If
Coco
we
stayed
don't,
attentive too.
Calvin, if we don't inspire our children, who will?
I don't know, but Coco
Well,
stayed attentive. David Duplessis, the Pennons, all of those kids were sitting on the edge of their seat because this was the first time, and probably like I've been here on this earth a long time. I had never seen a black president inaugurated at any college before. I missed Dr. Holloway, but Dr. Holloway was there too to
Dr.
see
Holloway, Dr.
to see
Holloway is
Nero,
some supporter.
Dr. Donald Nero, be inaugurated as a president of a college. So it was a lot of first times there, Mom. It was a lot of excitement. It was a lot of just great feeling there in the whole audience because these were people who had been in contact with Donald. I can call him that now since
But
he's.
Jackie, my Jackie Rollins Barnett was there.
She was there.
No, Jackie was not there.
She
But
wasn't
she's in
there.
a
I
big,
thought Jackie was
but
there.
Rebecca Mallett was
Okay.
there.
All right, let's
That's
get
for
it
sure.
right.
But
now.
Calvin, I'm going to have to tell you who this Donnie Nero really is. Let me tell you what happened. Donnie Nero spoke, and he asked the question, who is this Donnie Nero? He told the audience that he was the fourth of five children born to the late Berlin Nero and Estella Nero. Then he told what he remembered about his oldest sister, his oldest brother, his middle brother, and his baby sister. And then in an humble way he said, this is the same Donnie Nero who grew up in rural Oklahoma City, New Chance City. And when in elementary school he got on the wrong bus and told the bus driver that he lived in New York City. It was the same Donnie Nero that was trained by his mother. And then he said, quoted Oliver Holmes, where we love is home, home that our feet may leave. Not only that, that's the same Donnie Nero who grew up among a large number of relatives, aunts, uncles, nieces, cousins, nephews, and they were all there. These relatives knew and understood that education was the key to success and supported all of the children that pursued it. And then from Baldwin, he quoted, know from whence you came. If you know whence you came, there are absolutely no limitations to where you can go. And oh, it was a proud moment when Donnie Nero acknowledged his whole family. And the family stood with dignity, with smiles. And I looked at that mother that had worked and raised those five children, the smile on her face, the glory of her eyes. Oh, what a feeling. And then Donnie Nero said that this is the same Donnie Nero who was told by his older sister, and that's so Shirley told him that, and his brothers about a teacher who was really going to make him study and teach him how to speak and teach him manners and more. And then he said, in front of all those people, Dr. Nero said that teacher was one I really dreaded to go to. But then he made me feel good by saying, I'm glad that she was persistent and demanding. And that teacher was Clara Luper, and he asked me to stand, and did I feel good? Oh, and the people gave me it was wonderful, along with Mrs. Davis and Mrs. Stevenson. And he quoted Einstein. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. And now to make the Dungy students feel good. He said, this is the same Donnie Nero who graduated from Dungy High School, that old gold and blue, and went on to Central State College in Ada, Oklahoma. And there in Ada, Oklahoma, he met and fell in love with that lovely Shirley. Oh, and he quoted once again from that great book. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. And he acknowledged his beautiful wife. Oh, what a day. And Shirley was looking good in a beige suit with a big corsage. It was wonderful. And then he acknowledged his two children. And once again, he quoted from Proverbs, train up a child in the way that he should go, and he will not depart for it. That was the same Donnie Nero, who moved to Sapulpa, Oklahoma, and got a job at Sapulpa Junior High. And he asked those teachers to stand, and boy, the teachers stood. And he said that their friendship had proven invaluable, and the experiences that he received in Sapulpa cannot be measured. And he quoted again, life is short, and we have never too much time for gladdening hearts, oh, of those who are traveling that dark road with us. That was the same Donnie Nero, the same Donnie Nero, who found spiritual satisfaction among a lovely family in the New Chance City area, in Sapulpa and in Muskogee. A place where a group of people shared more in common than any other group. And to see all those black and white members of the church stand was an experience that this reporter shall never forget. And this is the same Johnny Nero. Donnie Nero, who was employed at Tulsa Junior College, serving as a dean of student services, who worked with many professionals. And then he asked all of those people from Tulsa Junior College to stand. Oh, what an experience to acknowledge all of those people. Because so many people forget. Once they go up a little, they forget. This is the same Donnie Nero who had a dream of becoming a president of a university, and whose dream was shattered as he was turned down by many universities. But he had a wife that cared. And his wife told him to try one more time, and this he did. And he quoted from Theodore Roosevelt, whenever you are asked if you can do a job, tell them certainly you can, then get busy and find out how to do it. And it was a proud moment for the Board of Regents of A&M and the staff and the chancellor's office and the college presidents and all to stand because Donnie Nero remembered them. Yes, he thanked everybody because he had been given the opportunity to work with a lot of people. And then he left us with a message. And that message I want to leave with you today. Whatever you do, you need courage. Whatever course you decide upon, there's always someone to tell you that you are wrong. There are always difficulties arising that tempt you to believe that your critics are right. To map out a course of action and follow it to an end requires some of the same courage that a soldier needs. Peace has its victories, but it takes brave men and women to win them. And listen to this. This is the same Donnie Nero who, without such a history, a family history, an educational history, a church history, this is the same Nero who, without the support and the desire, that there would have been no ceremony in Muskogee last week. This is Clara Luper telling you about Donnie Nero in order that you can receive some inspiration. And Donnie told in his speech, the person who has no imagination has no wings. Clara Luper reporting. Calvin, I know you were sitting up there.
I'm sitting there because I'm listening and re-listening to that speech. One part that we left out there that Donnie also, along with his church membership, his educational membership, he is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity.
And did the Alphas speak?
The Alphas were there and they showed up. They made a strong showing. I was proud of him, not only for being the president, but I was proud of the Alphas and their participation.
But the Alphas stood all over that building. I didn't know there was so many.
But it was
Alphas.
a great time in Muskogee. It was a great time in Oklahoma City because we were on it, Mom. We were on it. We all had that same inspiration, that same drive that you all were having as you were going down the highway. We were thinking about the highway of life that led to Connor State College. But we're lucky today because we have in the studio a look-alike. As one of the people over there called him, a young man that I know is extremely proud of his brother. Like for you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and how you felt quickly about what your brother what happened to your brother last weekend.
All right. Good morning, Oklahoma City. I'm just honored to be here this morning. It's really a great privilege to be in here, and we had a wonderful time. Yes, wonderful time.
You had a wonderful time. Okay.
Yes, wonderful time last Saturday in the celebration of Donnie Nero, and it was just a wonderful time. And I really appreciate the time.
You appreciate what?
I really appreciate the time, the opportunity, and my mom was the greatest thing I ever seen. You know, I was really glad for her, for the time that she were able to see Donnie to progress and be a young man and a dean and a president of a college. And I can't say it's just overwhelming the way the support turned out from my extended family, the youth council, and the bus, Clara, Luper, and all of you all, and all of my relatives. And we had a wonderful time. It was just so wonderful. I just really can't explain how wonderful it was. It's something that's never happened before, and I still feel real jubilant about it. I feel real good. It's being associated with all of you all, and because Donnie's a part of all of us. He's a part of all of us. He's not only part of the Negro family, he's a part of the extended family, all of us. We all had a part in raising Donnie, my little brother, my little big brother, which I'm so proud of. And I always told him to do the best he could. And one thing I told him when I was in the military, I said, don't come in this man's army. I said, boy, get your education. And I'm sure glad he did. He took some good advice from his big brother once, and it turned out real well. This is a privilege being here this morning, Miss Luper.
Thank you so very kindly. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and this part of the show is being brought to you by Leo's Barbecue. If you need some barbecue today, go down and see Charles on Northeast 36th and Kelly. This has been quite a program, and I appreciate your calling me, telling me that I talk about my students so much. And let me tell you, you ought to talk about yours. And the reason you don't talk about yours is because, I don't know, it's some reason. Well, okay.
We got it working.
We got one more call we can
I
take.
don't know if we can take it. Hello, good morning, welcome, thank you.
Good morning.
What's happening?
I just want to say happy birthday to Clara Luper, and I want
KTLB.
Carol to sing happy birthday.
Oh, I want to know where's my present.
Yes, that's
Okay.
it. We got the same going on. Hey, man, we come a long way, Mom.
Yeah, you all get your birthday people some presents. Don't just talk that talk and wait till somebody die and bring some flowers and food and all that. Give it. If you got anything to do for anybody, do it now.
The time is now, Mom, because this is
Birthday day. Calvin
This is
and
the
I have a
birthday
lot
day,
here. Let me
Mom.
read out
Okay,
some
you
of.
go from there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
go from there.
I want you. You
Gotta
have
go, we gotta
some
go.
requests from
'Cause
Patsy Kissy, Martha Fisher, Verna Salisbury, James Shortridge, Anna Slaughter, Louise Torrance, and you got the other one. You know
Nadine
about
Spotting
Nadine
Me.
with her pretty self, and
We
Miss
got,
Barnes. Okay, Calvin, we want that
Mom,
song.
we also have Dolores Johnson out in Phoenix. We got Vicki McDonald. We got none other than you. And from the depths of our hearts, the We Can't Singers, we want you all to sit back, relax. Tell that neighbor to listen because you're going to hear something good. Not as good as a Cowboy Hall of Fame record, but it's better.
It's better.
It's better than the Hall of Fame record.
You got to hear it.
Calvin, do you really think you can sing?
I know I can sing, Mom. If I can't sing, well, I don't know. You just what
I'll
you need to
be
do is
the
help me
judge.
get a.
I'm gonna be the
You
judge.
give me. You
I'ma
help,
be
you
the
help give us
judge.
another job. We'll bring the crowd
That's
down.
right. We'll
Okay,
bring the
ready?
crowd down.
Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mom. Happy birthday, Clara Luper. Happy birthday to you. And may you have many, many more. Happy birthday, Nadine. Happy birthday, Vicky. Happy birthday, Dolores. Happy birthday, Martha. Happy birthday, Verna. Happy birthday, James. Happy birthday, Anna Slaughter. Happy birthday, Louise Torrance. And may you have many, many We can't sing it. Original. We're available. Just give us a call, 424-3949. Or better still, come by the Freedom Center today, and you can get our autographs while you enjoy that great catfish.
Yeah, that's right. Great catfish.
Okay, at 11 o'clock today, it will be the funeral service for the little Laquita Wilson, which will be held at the New Jerusalem Church of God in Christ. I would like to thank all of you for remembering us, because you remembered us during the death of my niece, Shirley Tuggle, in Phoenix, Arizona. And on behalf of Betty Jean Germany, her sister, Willie Germany, the family, Onita Brown, and all of the family, we would just like to say thank you. Many of you remembered us with cards and telegrams and flowers, and you will always be in our hearts. Well, this is Clara Luper, and I'm older now, and I need more. Sure, I'm wiser than I was. And I would like to congratulate LaToya Davis, who became Miss Black Langston, and will be here to participate, and we will give you more details next week. But I want to tell you, next week I got a program. Reverend Jefferson from St. John Baptist Church will deliver my Mother's Day message, and I want all of you to remember your mothers in a special way. I want you to remember your mothers, and don't wait until they die and then start all that hooping and hollering. Remember them with a present, with flowers, with love, and go over and sit down and talk to your mothers, because you're really lucky and you're very fortunate to have mothers.
So true.
A salute to mothers. So don't you come hugging and shouting and everything, but you remember your mother. You can shout all right, but as you shout, you do something for your mother. And if you're like me and you don't have a mother, because my mother's address changed from 1236 Windermere to heaven, but I'm going to remember somebody else's mother on Mother's Day. This is Clara Luper saying, honey, if you love me, prove it to me. Thank you for everything that you have done for me, and I appreciate it. I wrote down every card that I have received. I wrote down everyone that called me for my birthday, and I'm still celebrating. All right. I'm older, I'm wiser, and I love getting old.
Here each and every Saturday from 9 until 10 at your number one gospel station, KTLV. And until next Saturday, may God bless you.
And the views and opinions expressed